Good morning, grade 5. Welcome back to the English class. How are you all doing today? So in the previous class, we have seen a few exercises from the chapter Birbal's Wit. So today, we'll see the rest of the exercise. So the first part is the grammar part and it's about subject-verb agreement. So there is a note given there. Let's read that note. In a sentence, the verb always agrees with the subject in number. When the subject of a sentence is singular, the verb must be singular. When the subject is plural, the verb must be plural. For example, you can read two examples here. Akbar laughs at Birbal's reply. And which is the subject here? The subject here is Akbar, which is singular. So the verb here is laugh, and since the subject Akbar is singular, the verb laugh is also singular here. Laugh, laughs. They were eating mangoes. Plural subject and verb. See, here the subject is they, which is plural. So the verb is also in plural form here. Were. Instead of was, it is were here, which is plural. Now, let's read some rules for subject-verb agreement. Here are some rules to remember. Words such as advice, business and information are always treated as singular. There is an example. This is a good piece of advice. The word advice is considered singular, so we are using this is. Instead of these are, we are using this is. It is also in singular form. Then, names of subjects which end with S are also singular. For example, we say mathematics is an interesting subject. We don't say mathematics are an interesting subject. Mathematics, even though it ends with a letter S, it's considered as a single subject. So, we are using only the singular form of the verb here. Mathematics is an interesting subject. When the title of a book or the name of a house or a hotel is plural, it takes a singular verb. For example, the Magic Faraway series is much loved by children. So this is the name of a book. It is the title of a book. So even if the words in the title of a book are in plural form, the whole title is considered as a singular subject. Hence, the verb in the sentence will also be in singular form. So we say the Magic Faraway series is much loved by children instead of are. Then the next example, the Taj group of hotels is one of the world's best chain of hotels. So even though it is said the Taj group of hotels, it is given in plural form, but since it is the name of a hotel, we are considering that as a singular subject, and hence we are using is one of the world's best chain of hotels. Now in the next page, the note continues. Some nouns such as news and missiles are treated as singular though they end with an S. So the nouns such as news and missiles, although these words end with an S, it is not considered plural. These are considered as singular nouns, and hence when you are using that in a sentence, it is followed by a singular form of verb. So instead of saying the news were or news are, we only say the news was too shocking for us or the news is too shocking for us. We are using either is or was instead of are or were. Now let's see the next rule. When the phrase one of is used before the subject, the verb is singular though the subject might be plural. For example, only one of the students has been selected for the state level tournament. You see the phrase one of, it is being followed by the plural subject students. There are more than one student, so it is students. Even though the phrase one of is followed by the plural subject students, the verb here is in singular form. The verb has, it is in singular form. So it is one of the students has been selected for the state level tournament. There is one more example given there. One of my friends is from Kerala. So we don't say one of my friends are from Kerala. We are referring to only one person here. One of my friends mean one among all the friends I have. So we are referring to one person. So the verb here has to be in singular form. So we say one of my friends is from Kerala or was from Kerala. We don't say one of my friends are from Kerala or were from Kerala. So there is the next rule. When a sentence has two singular subjects joined by the conjunction and, the verb is plural. For example, Aruna and Seema attend the piano classes together. You see the singular subjects here. Aruna is a singular subject. Seema is also a singular subject. But when you join these two singular subjects with the conjunction and, you are referring to both persons at once. So effectively, the subject becomes plural here. So since the subject is plural, the verb should also be plural. So we say Aruna and Seema attend the piano classes together. So instead of saying attends, we say attend because the subject is plural. And attend is the plural form of the verb attend. Now when a singular subject is followed by a plural phrase, it takes a singular verb or the vice versa. For example, my brother along with all his friends is going to watch a film. See here the words my brother, it is a singular subject there, but it is followed by plural subjects. It is said my brother along with all his friends, which is plural. So when you say like that, there also you are taking the verb as a singular verb because the stress is on the first subject, my brother. So it is my brother along with all his friends is going to watch a film. Then the next example, the keys of the piano need to be repaired. So here the words, the keys. This is plural, but it is being followed by a singular subject called piano here. So the keys of the piano. Here a plural subject is followed by a singular subject. So here the verb is in plural form. So if the subject which we stress is singular, the verb has to be in singular form. And if the subject that we are stressing is plural, the verb should also be in plural form. So I hope these rules are clear to you. With these rules in your mind, you have to do the next exercise. The next exercise is fill in the blanks with the correct option. You can see a set of 8 statements are given here and there are 2 choices each for each statement there. You have to choose the correct form of the verb, either the singular or the plural, whichever is correct. You have to choose the correct form of the verb to complete each of these sentences. So you can do this as an activity now. Please pause this video, complete the sentences and then come back. Hope you are done with that activity. Now let's discuss each questions one by one. And the first one is, my brother goes to the same school as I do. So the correct form of the verb here is goes, because the subject here is my brother, which is singular. So the verb also takes the singular form, which is goes. Now the second one, my friends are very intelligent. So the subject here is my friends, which is plural. So the verb is also in plural form. So it is my friends are very intelligent. Now the next one, he has left his jacket in the field. So he is the subject here, which is singular. So the verb has is also in singular form. Now the next one, tuberculosis is a curable disease. It is the name of a disease. It is a noun. So that is also a singular subject. Hence the verb is also singular. Tuberculosis is a curable disease. Now we'll see the rest of the questions. Question number 5. This is an interesting article for people who like reading. So here the subject is an interesting article, which is a singular subject. So the verb here is. Now the next one, these books cost a lot of money. So here it is said these books, which is plural, and hence the verb is also in plural form. The news of the earthquake in Nepal was shocking. The news is a word which is considered as a singular noun, and hence the verb was is also in singular. Now the 8th question, Gulliver's Travels is an exciting book. We know the title of a book is considered as a singular subject. So even though the word travel ends with an S, since it is the name of a book, since it is the title of a book, the verb here is in singular form. The verb here is. I hope you got all these answers correct. Now let's move on to the next part. It is the listening and speaking exercise, and here a question is given, and this section is about enacting the play. Assign roles for each character from the play and practice it. Then perform it in class. So what you can do, we have already learned the play Birbal's Pit, and you know the characters and the scenes in the play. What you can do is that you can assign the roles of these characters to your friends or family, and you can learn the dialogues, and then you can enact the play at your home. So you have done role plays before, so this Birbal's wit can also be done as a role play. It will be very interesting. Now let's move on to the next section. It is the pronunciation exercise, and this is about syllable stress. And we have already learned what is a syllable. A syllable can be defined as a small unit of pronunciation, and here there is a note. Let me read the note to you. You know that some words have more than one syllable, such as butter, balloon and table. In some words, we stress on the first syllable, and for some the stress is on the second syllable. For example, when you say the word banana, we say banana. There are 3 syllables. When you say table, we say table, 2 syllables. So in a word, the stress can either be on the first syllable or the second syllable. Here we have some examples. The word kitchen, the stress is on the first syllable, kitchen. Then the next word, receipt, the stress is on the second syllable. You can see the words here are written split with showing their syllables. Swimming, there are 2 syllables and the stress is on the first syllable, swimming. Then the next word is begin, the stress is on the second syllable, begin. So these are some examples of syllable stress. Now with this in your mind, let's move on to the next exercise. Read the words in the box aloud, not if the stress is on the first or the second syllable in these words. Put the words in the correct columns. Now you can see a green box there, and in the green box you can see a few words there. You have to first listen to the pronunciation of these words, and then you have to categorize these words into words with stress on the first syllable and words with stress on the second syllable. So as I read it along, you have to listen to the pronunciation of these words and identify where the stress is on the syllable, whether it is on the first syllable or whether the stress is on the second syllable. Now please listen. Let me read the words to you. Empty, guitar, bathroom, crowded, prevent, improve, without, lawyer, event, control. Did you listen to the pronunciations? Now you have to complete this table by categorizing these words into these 2 types. If needed, you can make use of an online dictionary in the presence of your parents. Now do this as an activity now. Please pause this video, complete the table and then come back. Hope you are done with that exercise. Now let's see which are the words with stress on the first syllable. So the words with stress on the first syllable are empty, bathroom, lawyer and crowded. And the words with stress on the second syllable are improve, guitar, without, event, prevent and control. I hope you got these words correct. Now let's move on to the next part, and it is the writing exercise, and it's about error correction. And here a paragraph is given, and let me read out the question to you. Read this paragraph and correct the spelling, grammatical and punctuation errors in it. So what you have to do is that you can see a paragraph below this question. You have to read this paragraph carefully and identify the spelling mistakes, the grammatical errors and also the punctuation errors in it. Then you have to rewrite this passage correctly in your notebook. For example, the first sentence in the paragraph. Let me read it out to you. Please look into your textbook, page number 121. We have often heard of the proverb, honestly is the best policy. So there are a few errors in the first sentence itself. The first word of the paragraph, we, it should be starting with the capital letter W. And we have often. The spelling of the word often is given wrong there. The correct spelling should be O-F-T-E-N. And we have often heard of the proverb honestly. It is actually honesty. It should be honesty instead of honestly. And the word honesty should be starting with a capital letter. So it should be, we have often heard of the proverb honesty is the best policy. So in the first sentence itself, you could identify punctuation errors, grammatical errors, and also spelling mistakes. So similarly, you have to find out the other errors in the paragraph and rewrite it in your notebook. Do this as a homework for the day. So moving on to the next part, we have an activity in the next page and it's about poster making. Let me read out the question to you. Akbar called his favorite courtiers the Navaratnas. Birbal was one of the courtiers in Akbar's court. Find out about the other Navaratnas and make a poster. You can include the names of the Navaratnas, where they were from, about their families, their role in Akbar's court, and special anecdotes about them. Display the poster in your classroom. So when we learned the play Birbal's Wit, I had given you an activity in the end of the class. You were asked to read about Emperor Akbar, the Navaratnas, and also more about Birbal. So if you had done that activity, this poster making will be easy for you. So you can do this poster making as a homework. You have to collect details about Akbar, his Navaratnas, and also about Birbal, and make a poster about them, and you can include details as mentioned here. And the next one is the My Word Bank activity, and it's about making new words from the ones given, and one is already given there, court, courtier. So in this exercise, you have to find words from the story which are made from the words given in this exercise. So you can do this as an activity now. Please pause this video, find out words from the story, write it here and come back. Hope you are done with that exercise. Now let's see which are the words. So the first one is already given there, court, courtiers. The next one, count. In the story you can see the word countless. Then serious, seriousness, stun, stunning or stunt. The next one is laugh, laughter, refuse, refusal, starve, starvation, and swallow, swallowed. I hope you got these words correct. Now the next one is reading comprehension. We can see a passage given in page number 123. It's about the usefulness of traveling. You have to read this passage very carefully, and in the following page you can see a few questions given there. There are 8 questions for answering, and in section B a few words are given there. You have to find out the meanings of these words and write it there. So this one also you can do as a homework. So with this we have come to the end of our English reader. I hope you had a great time learning English with English reader. Now that's all for today. We'll meet in the next class with our English workbook. So see you all children. Till then, bye.